Yo, what's going on, y'all? So, I just want to go ahead and apologize. If you hear any type of rattling noise, I believe I have something in the door of, like, the other side of the car, and I'm already on the highway, and I'm, like, 55 minutes away from my destination, 46 miles, and I'm not about to stop this doggone car, man. We just got to roll with it. Anyway, so this is, I don't want to say part two, like number 2 of the next episode, but I'm watching Couples Therapy again with Casey Neistat and Candice Poole. And maybe I was a little bit harsh on Candice last episode because this was before I found out what's going on with her. So it was a reason why she was being super emotional and everything else. And you guys probably have figured it out. It's either one or the other, right? When, you know, people are basically doing the most, I think there's only about maybe 2 or 3 reasons why. If it's a male, then most of the time it's gonna have to do with like maybe food or you know what. And if it's a young lady, then I think they had like 3 or maybe 4 different reasons why they could be acting the way that they act. But anyway, she's gonna get into it. Let's let her talk.
We haven't yet on the podcast, Candice, addressed why you have an irrational need for ice cream at all times of the day.
'Cause I got a watermelon in my tummy.
Candice is pregnant. But you probably already know that, because I can't imagine anybody who listens to this podcast, doesn't watch the YouTube show. But yeah, Candice, she good and knocked up. You're pregnant as can be.
Mm-hmm.
Super pregnant.
And I think I've been really well behaved.
Compared to last time.
Yeah. But last night and this morning, I got a little tiffy.
A little testy.
Test.
But I immediately apologized for being testy. I was like, listen, I'm so sorry, but why are there 2 dishes in the sink?
What? I didn't even clean the house. I put away all the baby's Play-Doh.
I saw, and I didn't see, because all I saw were the 2 dishes.
Blind rage this morning in our house because of a dish.
Oh my God.
Candice is pregnant. 4.5 months, 5.5 months.
Wow.
Almost 5 months.
5 months
didn't
pregnant. She's gigantic. That's not like a judgmental, like I'm not like, she's big, she's proper big. Candice looks at 5 months I think some women look at, your friend who just had a baby. Mm-hmm. She was the same size as you are the week before she had her kid, and you're only halfway there.
Wow.
How big can you possibly get?
I mean,
what?
Do you remember the week before? I took 2 pictures. One week, and one the night before my water broke with Francine.
You were impossible.
And it was like
huge.
an extra 3-inch girth.
Whoa.
In 1 week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You were gigantic.
I mean, I was very afraid of my skin tearing open.
Some women don't get huge, and some women get huge. Candice just gets huge.
Really?
You're getting good and huge now.
She seems so small.
Get out of bed. I get into my little pillow, and Franny calls my name, and I'm like, like, what's an animal that you put on like a turtle on its back? Like, I just can't figure out how to get up.
And the sleeping arrangement in our house is it's a little screwy. So typically...
Listen, it works for us.
It works for you. It does not work for me.
Oh, really?
No.
I thought you said you loved sleeping in the guest room.
I did until like the last few months where I've been evicted.
Well, I'm sorry. It's like, that's the price you have to pay.
There are 4 beds in our house, and I have nowhere to sleep. Nowhere.
You can't sleep in bed with me because there's no room.
Nope, I can't.
And you snore.
I can't sleep on...
Why can't you sleep on Franny's bed?
Because you got the worst mattress ever. No one can sleep in that bed. That bed is like... It's like sleeping on a garbage bag filled up with wet corrugated cardboard. That's what that feels like. And then I sleep on the couch, which is fine in the living room, but I can't do that anymore because you come out every 15 minutes to have a snack all hours of the day.
Oh my goodness.
Like boiling a lobster last night at 4:15 in the morning.
My bad, y'all. That is too funny, man. That's what's up, though.
Bed with me, but even when she's on the floor, it's Mommy. Oh, the funniest. Mommy, the bed pushed me out
What?
on the carpet. I'm like, well, get back in.
She's like how cows have like a mercury in their brains and they always know how to face north. Francine always knows how to lay
Is that
perpendicular
true?
to the bed. About cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And she's just awful. So I don't know. If it's every night. It's musical chairs in our
Listen,
house. Musical beds.
No, we have to be stricter parents and put her in her room. I just don't know how we're going to do it.
Yep.
You know what's interesting about
Casey, come on, man.
about
No.
being in a relationship? I think there's things that like couples are supposed to fight about. It's like money, religion, and parenting. Or I think money and parenting are the two biggest reasons people like
Yeah, I
married
can see
couples
that.
fight and break up. And we already went through the money thing, which I think we sorted out within a year, which was good.
What is that? What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
There was just that thing where like you were independent for so long and I was independent for so long.
Oh yeah, and then we
Came together and I felt very left out of like financial decisions, but you had never had to share it with anyone. And then I had a family where my mom was very involved in the financial stuff that my dad had going on, and your parents were not. Wasn't like a topic of open topic of conversation in the house, whereas with us it was just like we all talked about it. And I actually think that's what first put us in therapy, isn't it?
Money?
We were talking about like
Yeah.
your will
You
or
dragged me in there.
yeah. Anyway, it worked out. We're fine. And much
Wait, what?
much open topic of conversation in the house, whereas with us it was just like we all talked about it. And I actually think that's what first put us in therapy, isn't it? Because we were talking about like
Yeah.
your will
You
or
dragged me in there.
yeah. Anyway, it worked out. We're fine. I'm much
It's will. What in the world? Talk about that's what put y'all in therapy first with your will. What is going on up in here? I'm kind of, because they kind of skated over that a little bit. I wish they would have kind of like went into a little bit more. Now I'm trying to figure, y'all having issues with, y'all got bread. I know you said, you know, for a while independent. I can understand. I think that a man is supposed to handle the finances, like organizing, getting everything in order and everything, because I think that can be extremely stressful on women. I don't think that they should have to worry about those things. I understand, you know, you want to be open and all that other stuff. Listen, the bills is on this date, like, as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, I don't know. Most part, man, like, listen, I pay my bills at such and such time. They always pay before they are, you know, I don't know.
more comfortable.
It's different.
You're getting much better at being open. I mean, I don't need to know your finances. We have separate bank accounts, but like,
I just got life insurance, and now I'm worried that you're gonna kill me.
What?
I mean, you shouldn't be worried. I'm worried that even if you trip and fall and get run over by a car and I'm like in another city, they're gonna blame me because of
Well,
life
no
insurance.
matter what, it will
I
be
am
your
the first
fault.
suspect.
Yeah, no matter what, it will be your fault when I choke on a rainy day.
They
You
showing
have to
up.
collect.
That's funny.
See, the minute we start talking about that, like, it feels so dark.
Okay, but let's get back to the parenting thing.
Okay, go.
So the money thing is a big thing people fight about. And that's really hard to overcome because that's like very personal, and I don't know. That was a lot of work on our part. The parenting thing is the other thing that's like, look, I can fight with you about leaving dishes in the sink and I can pick on you and you can get angry and it can turn into a fight. But when we disagree on how to parent Francine on something, like fundamentally disagree on it, don't you get like a feeling in your stomach like, who did I marry?
What do we fundamentally disagree about? No,
well,
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now.
Come on, let's think of an example.
I don't have a single
Like
thing.
candy.
Yeah, I just sort of say whatever I think you want to hear so the conversation can be over. And then we can move on.
Yeah.
Well, that in and of itself is a problem.
Absolutely. Hey, I am with her, and it's not just because she's pregnant. I am with her on this 1,000%, man. Like, I have seen Casey kind of like just give her candy, Oreos, or whatever out of the blue when she was like, what are you doing, fam? Like, no, man, that's not okay. I'm talking about, yeah, man, no, I'm not with that. No, I'm not with that.
Don't you think?
No.
Okay, the other day we brought up moving to California not being like a long-term thing. And I said, no, we have to, because wherever Francine starts kindergarten, I want her to stay. Like, the whole time, I want her to have the same friends and the same campus or the same neighborhood.
What Candice is talking about is, I said, like, we can leave New York City, and wherever we land, if we dislike it there, we can move and go somewhere else. And she said, no, like, wherever we land, we have to stay until the kiddo finishes high school. Because you can't move someone, like, while they're in school. They need to
I can understand that,
like
though.
they have a sense of belonging to their home and their town.
I do feel that way, and there are situations where that's not possible. Your father's in the military, your mother's in the military, or
You're drifting. I understand.
No, okay.
We never thought about that.
well, because we're so good at communicating. But
We're
we were in
terrible
that
at
car
communicating.
when we were in the car discussing that.
Yeah.
We both shut down because I was like, that is a hard no. If we're moving to California, then Francine is going to grow up in LA.
Right, but
and you said, oh no, we can move, put hair on her chest. He's like, you said this is going to be a problem.
Is that your Casey impression?
Yeah.
I never said this is going to be a problem. I think I'm more, I moved when I was 14 into a school where I knew no one. It was my choice. But it did, like, give me real respect for meeting new people and having sort of gumption and getting over my fears and all those things. So
Yeah, you go to summer camp where you don't know anybody and you're away from home for 2 months and...
Right. And then we had a discussion. I immediately capitulated.
Not immediately. You capitulated the next day. You didn't capitulate. You just shut your mouth.
If we're gonna talk about fundamental differences in parenting, you have to think of at least one. I don't think you can.
Sure I can.
Go.
Sleeping in her own frickin' bed.
I'm fine with that. I'm just not willing to do the work.
You're not willing to help. I mean, that is so frustrating.
No, because if it's something you want, if I want to go, like, have an ice cream sundae, I can't just sit at home and scream I want an ice cream sundae. I've got to go out and get that damn sundae.
Yeah, but that's not co-parenting.
Yeah,
that's
no.
To me.
Well, because if it's up to me, I'll just let the little cute little bub sleep on the floor next to us.
No, bro, it's not okay.
I hate hearing her.
She goes. And you know what else she does? She laughs in her sleep. Do you ever hear that? She talks.
Yeah.
Last night she was speaking Spanish in her.
Man, she got Casey just wrapped all around her little doggone thumb, boy. Good grief, fam. No, man, listen. Children need structure. And if they're not getting it from their parents, then, man, listen, that, Lord be with that child. Children need structure, and it needs to honestly come from their parents. Both, mom and dad. Y'all need to be on the same page when it comes to structure. Sleeping in the bed, sleeping in your own bed, that's huge. Listen, this is me and mommy, daddy time. Take your butt back in that doggone bed and lay down. I'm not going to keep telling you this. Lay down. The mom backs it up, and we going about our doggone business. There is no conversation or anything that needs to be had. There's no negotiation. We don't negotiate with technology. But no, you don't negotiate with your children. Like, it's what I say goes, period, man. Like, we not about to sit here and be going back and forth about nothing like this. You're supposed to sleep in your bed, and you're going to sleep in your bed. So be a big girl, be a big boy, put your big boy drawers on, your big girl drawers on, lay down, and go to sleep. And we'll see you in the morning. Done deal.
And then laughed out loud. It's adorable.
How about yesterday when she cussed in perfect...
What?
I'm so embarrassed
I know,
and ashamed of that.
But I have to mimic her.
I mean, so she's 3.5, and she's at that age where she can articulate almost any word. Like, you could say anything to her, and she would be able to repeat it back with perfect, perfect inflection. And she's also, kids at that age are super chameleon-like, so they'll understand, they can deduce what the meaning of a word just by its context. And we work pretty hard not to swear around her. I would say that, like, on a scale of of 1 to failure, we're like a B+ with not swearing around her. We try really
Pretty
hard.
good.
Yeah, we're pretty good about it. And she definitely does not watch TV, and the TV's never on anything unless it's like Peppa Pig. So I think we do a good job of that. But Candice and I both, under duress.
Can I tell the story?
Under duress, we both
Lord.
will unleash a fury of profanity.
Nah.
And
So she has like a little routine before bed, which involves watching a little bit of TV, which
yeah,
is
she
like
gets
a
15
Peppa Pig
minutes,
episode or whatever.
15
She's
minutes.
like, can we watch a little bit of TV? And if it's getting too late and we played too long, then there's no TV. It's like going to bed. And so we were all in the bedroom and like talking and getting ready and fluffing pillows. And she goes,
Wait, I have to set the scene.
okay.
You and I were like sitting on the edge of the bed chit-chatting, and she comes walking into the bedroom, minding her business, head down, like looking at whatever toy was in her hands. I mean, she was not putting this on as a show for us.
it was
not
so
a
natural.
performance. It was just so fluid.
And she stops and she lifts her head up and she goes, fuck, we forgot to watch a little bit of TV before bed.
Oh
I was like,
my!
in the pillow.
Not funny. This type of stuff is not funny. I don't play around with stuff like this, man. That's not cool. That is not cool at all, man. And parents, if you are laughing at this type of behavior, that's man, this is wrong on so many freaking levels.
Quiet laughing because I can barely breathe. Tears coming down my
And
face.
she said it so perfectly. Like,
Fuck.
if you had hired a child actor and tried to coach them on this line, and even if you replaced the profanity with a more mild word like bummer, we forgot to watch TV, like the delivery was so flawed. It was as if she'd been saying this her entire life. Candice laughed so hard and in such hysterics that Francine started crying because she thought Candice was crying. She thought something was wrong. And we look at Francine, like her baby lip is sticking out into her face with tears rolling down. She thought Mommy was crying. She had no idea why. And Mommy couldn't even explain why she was crying because she couldn't catch her breath. She was laughing so goddamn hard.
But I haven't laughed like that in a really long time.
But I think the important thing is Francine recovered. We said it was something else. And the good thing is that we didn't bring any attention to the fact that she did swear, so I don't think that she'll know that was how to evoke a reaction from someone. You still haven't been able to come up with a single thing that we disagree on so strongly as parents. See, I think that this is like a figment.
It's not a figment.
I think this is like a book you read and you're projecting. What?
The candy.
That's not a hard disagreement.
The sleeping.
Nope, totally cool.
I feel like there's something.
There's nothing.
Oh, you know what? You always tell me not to yell at her.
Yeah, don't yell at her.
Nah, I agree with that.
Yell at her when you get mad.
Don't talk to me or my daughter ever again like that.
This is what
My bad. But no, I agree. You should not yell. Listen, you can be stern. You can take away all the emotion in your face and just tell them, sit down. They know that you're serious. They know that you're not playing any games or anything like that. And you could be stern in your voice. My bad, y'all. But you can be stern in your voice and in your facial expression where anybody would be able to tell that, okay, this person is not playing. They are 100% serious about what they are saying. And let me just fall back, all right?
Bit of a hypocrite, because my excited voice to her, like my agitated voice, is louder and higher. You also have an agitated voice. When she does something you don't like, it may not be screaming, but you're fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I know how to steer her as an authority figure, which is necessary. She listens when I do that tone.
What's the difference?
Well, because mine is controlled and unemotional.
What did I just get done saying? Not emotional. Straight face in a stern tone where you're not yelling.
Is not. Yours is pure emotion and like blind rage.
Okay, I disagree. I think that emotion comes out when you talk
Mine
like that.
is like, Francine, do not speak to your mother like that.
Bull.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. She push back.
That's how I say it.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Francine, do not talk to your mother
I
that
never
way.
ever raised my voice.
This episode is, man, they showing out, man. Do not talk to your mother like that. What the heck? Oh my God. Oh, let me get it together. Okay.
The emotion comes out when you talk
Mine
like
is
that.
like, Francine, do not speak to your mother like that.
Bull honky.
Hungry.
That's how I say
No,
it.
it's not.
Yes.
Francine, do not talk to your mother
I
that
never
way.
ever raised my voice.
God is watching while you're speaking.
I don't raise my voice.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have OK Google record.
I don't yell. You yell.
I don't
You
think.
scream.
I don't think he yells, man. I mean, I don't know, but it's funny. It's funny the way she said it. It's funny the way she put
Hear a
that.
woman's voice at an amplified pitch.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be
You
true.
don't hear
Oh,
yourself.
I
Listen,
can
it's
see it.
fine. You get mad at your kids. They have to know when you're serious or not.
She's
As long as
listens-
you don't insult them.
She listens more when I get serious. The only thing I don't like is when she's being disrespectful,
Mm-hmm.
or when she's sort of blatantly challenging you or me.
Why is she so mean to me?
She's because she can. You have no boundaries. See, that voice I do
Mhm.
is a hard switch. She knows it's either fun time with daddy or like, oh snap, time to pay attention, because I turn into like, Francine, you don't behave like that.
Yeah, but say that louder.
I don't raise my voice. I have a voice like that for you too. Candice, get out of the shower. It is my turn. You listen. What are you laughing at?
Hey, this is the part, like, seriously, man, like, stuff like this is what I love. This is what I love, man. Just listening to stuff like this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, listen. Well, my feeling is that, like, she's only 3 now and she wants to sleep close to us. But soon she'll be 17 or 18 and she'll no longer want to be in bed with us.
No.
I just don't.
I need sleep.
Well, soon it's going to be you, me, Francine, and a little newborn baby.
Not in my room, it's not.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about getting my own apartment a couple blocks away so I can get some quality sleep.
I think it should be the opposite. I think I should get like a studio somewhere.
We just leave the kids. We can have your mom move here, move into our house.
My mom just moved to LA. Oh goodness. This is why we have to move to LA.
Oh, that's a big fat conversation right there. Moving to LA is something that I talked about quite a bit on the vlog. Like for the last 3 years, really, on the YouTube channel, I would always talk about this idea of us moving west.
Everyone thinks we're fakers.
Well, they should. My family says the same thing. Jordan, my sister, won't hear it. Dean says we're full of shit when I talk about moving to LA. And in fairness, we've been talking about moving to California or leaving New York City for like 5 straight years. But there's been a few changes.
Like?
Van is having a baby.
Yep.
That's my brother. Your sister had a baby.
Yep. That's 2 cousins for Franny.
Your parents just moved there 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
My little brother's moving out there. He already has an
He's already
apartment in West
part-time there.
Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I just am starting to freak out in New York City. Like proper, like DEFCON 1. That's the highest DEFCON there is. Level of freak out in New York City.
Oh my God, sorry, I'm so all over the place. But did you see that it's been put on the ballot that California, to vote for California to be in 3 states? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Next week is VidCon, which I'm going to. And we're also going for like the week in California with the whole family so we can look at houses and neighborhoods and stuff and think about where we might want to live.
Yeah.
Are you going to come to VidCon?
Maybe.
Wait, really?
Maybe.
You're shaking your head now. She's shaking her head
Don't
no.
tell them. No, I'm not going to VidCon. Although I did get mine and Francine's tickets, all access pass emailed to me.
Wow.
Okay.
Give me those. I'll give one to Paul. If you anyone will say anything, if he has a pass that says Francine Neistat on it.
We'll make him a fake ID that said born in 2000. Whoa.
You don't know the year.
2014.
You didn't know the year that Franny was born?
I didn't know the decade. That's how old I am. I still think 1990 is like
5
6
years
years
ago.
ago.
No, so I've been actually kind of a little pessimistic about VidCon because I get so nostalgic about it. Like the first year at VidCon was such magic. I went with Jerome Jar and like there was a million friends there, and I just remember like this almost college, I didn't go to college, but this almost college like vibe of all of us staying in the same hotel on the same floor, and like in every room was another YouTuber who I'd kind of never met before and always wanted to meet. And it was such an amazing, extraordinary experience where like what was only existed in the virtual space was now happening in the physical space. And then like last year was a big bummer for me at VidCon because I think you and I were having a big fight, remember?
I don't remember, but I don't doubt it because we always get into fights before you leave.
And then I was there and it was like nobody was there to hang out with me, and I was like lonely, and I just remember not leaving my hotel room and it being really strange. And then this year I like called Jesse and I was like, are you going to VidCon? And he was like, no bro, nobody's going. And I got super bummed out. But then I got a FaceTime call from David Dobrik who was like, yeah, of course I'm going to be there, it's going to be awesome. So now I'm all excited about VidCon again.
VidCon is what you make of it.
You've never.
I don't.
You're saying you're
no
speaking in
idea.
platitudes right now.
Platitude.
Doesn't mean anything.
Do you remember that commercial, or are you too young? When you could get the National Geographic animal cars, and it's like, the platypus. It has feet like a duck, but it something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that commercial?
Yeah. Why are you bringing that up right now, honey?
Because it was a platypus, and it sounds like platitude.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I don't even need a drink. It's like a circus in my brain all day long.
Is that the pregnancy, or is that just who I married?
That's yeah, touche.
Okay, so the choice in LA goes like this. We can live close to Candice's sister who lives near the beach and live in a very extremely modest house with no yard or anything like that because it's super expensive over there. Or we can live far, far away near where Candice's mom lives in like the valley part, which is like, for if you don't know Los Angeles at all, it's much further away from the beach, but houses are much more like affordable there. We could have like a nice house with a yard and all the things that we want. And that's what that's the decision we're trying to make. And there's one X factor there for me. Well, I really, really, really want to have like a studio at our house for me when we move to California. Do you think that would work, or would you bother me all day?
Oh, I don't know that I'd bother you. It's more like I would like a life-size Barbie playhouse in my house for me to play in, but like it's just not gonna happen.
You don't think like we could get a house that has a garage that I could make into like my studio?
I mean, maybe, but right now, like the max we can find is a 3-bedroom house, so.
That's big. I could have one of the bedrooms.
You would have 2 children.
I keep forgetting about that fetus.
Yeah. It's tough. If we want space, we have to move away. But then the whole point of moving there is to be near families. It's a stressful thing.
So here's my like post freak out New York City plan that I'm hoping to realize when we get to California, which is that, like, I don't want to do any, like, I don't want to have to interact with any humans. And to have my own studio that's at our house, I think I could do that. And all I want to do is just put my head down and make videos. And to physically force myself into an environment where I can just like focus and become like a real nerd and just focus on doing the one thing that makes me really happy, which is making videos. I think that's the fantasy.
It's really crazy because people think you're so outgoing and fun and like adventurous and stuff. And maybe we touched on this before, but you don't even like having friends. Like,
I'm adventurous.
You're adventurous, but yeah, like you need your one friend and that's it. And like, I think people who don't live in New York can't appreciate this, but people who do live in New York City understand that it's a very lonely place. And if you are an introvert, this is actually a great place for you because no one gives a shit about anyone else. No one cares what you're wearing. No one cares if you talk to yourself when you walk down the street, because we all do it. You can walk down any street and there's somebody talking to themselves, playing out a whole conversation on their face. It's not a super social place. Like, people work here and then they do their own thing and then they go to bed.
I said that to Dan. You'll never be in a more populated, crowded city crowded place and feel completely alone in New York City.
Yeah.
But that touches on the magic of this city.
Well, that's what's amazing, and that's what kind of scares me about LA, is like, you can be alone here, but there's still activity around you, so you don't feel alone, right? You can be lonely, but you're not alone. There's always something going on, anytime, day or night. If you're feeling lonely in LA, then you're kind of like fucked, right? You're stuck. Like, there's not, like, you can't walk out in the street and there's like 1,000 people crossing the road to go somewhere.
I wonder if anybody can really relate to what we're talking about right now. Like, how many people do you think listen to this that also live in like really crowded metropolitan? Like, how many people live in cities versus live out in the country?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying is, like, there's a misconception
about living in the
city. And it's actually really great for introverts like you and me.
Yeah. I mean, I always said, like, I never felt like I fit in because, like, when I lived in Connecticut as a kid, I was always such a troublemaker. And I always felt like I was being judged and being told I was wrong on it. And then I moved to New York City, and just no one cares about you in New York City. Everyone here is so selfish and self-centered and is so busy worrying about themselves. They don't care at all about you or what you're doing or who you are.
I mean, I saw a guy walking down the street yesterday in green sneakers, green socks, green pants rolled up so you could see his green socks, a green button down, a green sweatshirt, and a green baseball cap. And I was like, yeah, go you. Like,
remember there was that woman who for like many summers in a row walked around wearing no shirt?
Yes, I do remember that.
Just nobody cares. Nobody cares in this town. And I do worry I'm concerned about that when we leave New York City.
Yeah.
Because I relish in that. But this is I'm contradicting what I was saying before, which is that...
Are you?
Aren't I? Which is that I want...
Are you?
I want a kind of seclusion. That's the thing I'm looking forward to most about leaving the city.
Okay, but that is a contradiction, but that's where I'm disagreeing with you. I think that when you have seclusion without activity around you, you're going to really know what seclusion is.
Well, this is why I think that we need to be closer to your sister.
No. It's just giving up my dream of, like, a proper house, you know?
Yeah, you can't have a yard there.
But there, you know, I just always thought that by the time I was 40, I'd have like 3 kids and a Suburban and...
Well, you have 2 kids. Maybe we could get a Suburban. You'll have 2 kids and a Tesla.
Yeah.
By the way, our house has gotten so much smaller since you went and got pregnant.
It does feel smaller, doesn't
it?
Yeah,
no, I don't even fit in there anymore. Can't believe I'll be living with 3 women by the end of this year. I'll be sleeping in the hallway. A little sleeping bag.
Put a knock on the neighbor and be like, hey, you guys ready to move out?
We do. We have, like, we live in an apartment building, and there's, like, a bunch of apartments on the hallway, and we have neighbors who they're lovely people. We sort of know them. We don't really know them, but we were walking, Francine and I were walking back to our apartment, or in the garbage can, and we were dropping off our trash, and the neighbor was like, saw Franny and was like, Franny, hi, and Franny looks into her apartment. She's like, oh, it's different in their apartment, and she invited Francine in. Francine was in there for like 20 minutes. And then when I finally got Francine out, the woman was like, anytime you want to come back, Franny, just let me know. And then that night at like 11 at night, Francine was trying to sneak out of our house to go back into the neighbor's house.
She's so funny.
City living.
City living. She also loves that our neighbor's name is Candice.
How long have we just been talking about our kids? There's nothing less interesting than hearing married people talk about their fucking kids, man.
See?
No, but like, what are we going to start showing people baby pictures on our cell phones? Wait till that second one comes out. I don't know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there, man. I've just been sitting here just listening, man. This is honestly more of what I just want to hear, and just, it's hard to interject in conversations like this because this is technically how things should be in a relationship and in a marriage, or basically how I think things should go. When you're able to speak and talk to your partner, your mate, your spouse, or whatever you want to call them, man. This is beautiful. Like from start to finish, man. Just being able to have these type of conversations where y'all are basically going back and forth. You're taking turns. Nobody is trying to overtalk anybody, and you're able to see eye to eye, man. This is the reason why, you know, relationships last, is because of communication like this. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here, man. Y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next. Peace.